El Chapo. You ever heard of a man so untouchable? The military took around 9 minutes just to break through his reinforced front door while he slipped through a secret tunnel under the bathtub? Yeah, that's El Chapo. Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán was born in 1957 in La Tuna, a dusty village in Sinaloa, Mexico. His dad grew opium. His mom was a strict Catholic. And by age 9, Chapo was already in the family business, poppies, weed, and watching the skies for the army. No cartoons, no childhood, just crime. By the time he was in his 20s, he was working for the Guadalajara Cartel, the first true drug superpower of Mexico. He starts as a driver, then a logistics guy. They call him El Chapo. Shorty, because he's only 5'6", but he's got vision. While everyone else is moving drugs across land, El Chapo is building tunnels. While others are killing rivals, he's absorbing them. And when that cartel falls apart after the 1989 arrest of its godfather Miguel Gallardo, Chapo makes his move. Out of the ashes, he builds the Sinaloa cartel, a global empire of cocaine, heroin, meth, and eventually fentanyl. He sets up routes in the United States, bribes police, owns politicians, and hires sicarios with gold-plated AKs. His reach is so massive, by the 2000s he's moving hundreds of tons of drugs per year. Planes, boats, semi-submarines, even canned jalapenos stuffed with cocaine. But all that power, El Chapo never stops running. In 1993, he's caught in Guatemala and extradited to Mexico. Everyone thinks, okay, that's it. Nope. 2001, he escapes, not with a riot, not with explosives, but in a laundry cart, one of the most secure prisons in Mexico, and they wheel him out like dirty laundry. He vanishes into the mountains. El Chapo becomes a ghost with satellites, constantly moving, surrounded by bodyguards, protected by locals, but also active. He meets with Colombian suppliers, has kids, marries a beauty queen, orders hits, expands the cartel to Asia and Europe. The DEA calls him public enemy number 1, the first since Al Capone. 2014, he's caught again in a beach resort in Mazatlan. Mexican Marines storm the building, drag him out in cuffs. Finally, the press says, the legend ends. Not even close. 2015, El Chapo escapes again, this time from a maximum security prison in Altiplano. There's a hole in his shower floor leading to a mile-long tunnel, complete with ventilation, lights, and a modified motorcycle on rails. Cameras show him disappearing mid-shower, gone. Embarrassment doesn't even begin to cover it. While hiding, El Chapo decides to become famous. He reaches out to actress Kate Del Castillo, who plays a narco queen on TV, and once tweeted that she believed in him more than in the Mexican government. He invites her and Sean Penn to an undisclosed jungle hideout for a secret interview. That meeting? Tracked, monitored. Authorities trace their phones, and boom, he's caught again just months later. January 2016, Marines raid a house in Los Michos, Sinaloa. They breach the front door, and it takes around 9 minutes to get in. Not because they're slow, because El Chapo had a steel reinforced door with trap systems to delay them. Behind the door, he and his bodyguard duck into a secret passage, under the bathtub, into the city's sewer system. A few blocks later, they jack a car and speed off, but the streets are blocked. He's caught again. This time, no more Mexico. 2017. He's extradited to the United States in the middle of the night, no warning to his lawyers, straight to ADX Florence, Colorado, a supermax prison, where the walls don't just stop you, they crush your soul. 23 hours a day in a cell, no visitors, no calls, no Sean Penn. In 2019, he's found guilty on all counts: drug trafficking, money laundering, murder conspiracies, life in prison, plus 30 years. He smiles in court. But here's the thing. The cartel never stopped. After his arrest, a new generation took over, led by his sons, the so-called Chapitos, especially Ovidio Guzmán, who the United States wants for flooding the country with fentanyl. 2019, Mexican forces captured Ovidio in Culiacán. What followed was a full-blown war. The cartel launched urban warfare, torching cars, ambushing soldiers, even taking military families hostage. The government panicked and released him. Let that sink in. El Chapo's son caused so much chaos they had to let him go to stop the bloodshed. This wasn't a cartel, it was a parallel government. 2023, Ovidio is recaptured, but the city burns again. Dozens killed, planes shot at, civilians caught in crossfire. The Chapitos aren't hiding, they're escalating. And while El Chapo sits in solitary, his machine keeps running. Maybe not as smoothly, maybe not as centralized, but still deadly. El Chapo was loved in Sinaloa, not because he was kind, but because he filled a vacuum. He built roads, he handed out money at weddings. During COVID, his daughter distributed El Chapo branded care packages with masks and food. In a place where the government failed, the drug lord stepped in. It's twisted, but in parts of rural Mexico, he wasn't just feared, he was respected. From mountain tunnels to concrete tombs, from oranges to opium to global drug routes, El Chapo didn't just outrun the law, he made the law irrelevant. Thank you for your time, the most precious thing we have. Thank you again.